Now, if you're anything like me, you probably watched a copious amount of cartoons when you were growing up, and those cartoons likely caused you to have some very unrealistic expectations for your life. Phineas and Ferb, for example, probably had you believing you get to enjoy summer forever. But then here comes reality, spoiling all the fun with things like school and responsibilities. Back to school has always been one of the worst times of year for anybody, adult, teenager, or kid. The end of summer signifies the end of freedom, unless you live in America, because we get freedom all year round. But I feel like back to school is just one of those things that shouldn't involve as much effort as it does. Literally, all you're doing is going back to the same school you went to a few months ago, but somehow, someway, it manages to be the most life-draining and anxiety-inducing time of the year every single year, which is why today we're going to be going over the worst parts of going back to school. But before we even get into that, I heard from a very trusted source that if you're not subbed to this channel right now, bad things are going to happen. Don't shoot the messenger. Up first, we're going to get out some honorable mentions. Alarms. By far, one of the most freeing feelings that you can experience is when the school year is over and you can finally delete the 30 alarms you had set and sleep in for the first time in forever. But then a mere 2 months later, you're forced to set them all over again and fix your sleep schedule, otherwise you'll be late to school and burn at the stake. And this is a close contender for the worst part of going back to school because you spent the entire summer purposefully ruining your sleep schedule with things like video games and whatever else you guys get up to at night. Hopefully whatever it is legal. Your summer brain, quite frankly, is an idiot, and so is mine, but it's not entirely our fault. There is absolutely no reason you use your brain during summer because what is the ROI of critical thinking when you have nothing to do and nowhere to be? You can get away with doing dumb things like spending all your money and letting your skin burn from being outside too long because there's no consequences. But once you get back into school, everything you do now has double the consequences. All that money you burned during the summer could have been used for a check membership, and all those nights you wasted staying up until 4 a.m. playing video games are finally starting to catch up. It's no secret, you didn't do a single one of your summer assignments, and there is nothing wrong with that. There is no law saying that you absolutely have to do these assignments, and half the time they don't even get graded, and for good reason. What kind of evil mastermind cooked up homework for summer? Must have been the work of Dark Reunion. Shopping for back to school supplies, to me at least, has always been the most tolerable part of back to school. I'm not sure why, but there was something so mildly exciting about buying a pack of black Ticonderoga pencils that I knew for a fact would be gone by the end of the first week of school. Like seriously, where do these pencils go? I know for a fact I was not losing a pencil every single day at school. Alright, first actual entry we have buying clothes. For some odd, unexplained reason, niggas think that the school hallways are a fashion runway and treat them as an excuse to wear some of the most fire or some of the most egregious fits known to man. Back in my day, I witnessed some of the worst concoctions ever cooked up. You'd have some kids wearing full highlighter fits, being built like a Sharpie highlighter with a smear guard, or still somehow, honest to God, in 2024, there's still some niggas pulling up in full ramen and full galaxy fits. What could have possibly led you as a functioning member of society to put on this abomination? You did not PTSO. If anything, you got a TTSO. And not to mention the growing global epidemic, also known as the apocalypse. Now some niggas think it's okay to go to school wearing nothing but ethicas. My brother and sister in Christ, I hate to be the one to tell you this, you're wearing underwear. Go home and change. Have some decorum. Matter of fact, I'm calling CPS. Your parents did not let you leave the house like that. Think about the children. People like y'all are the reason that some schools have uniforms in the first place, you degenerates. When it comes to school fashion, you have a few different kinds of people. There's the previously mentioned runway models who wear like a full suit to class. Then you have the also previously mentioned galaxy fits and ramen fits. Then you have the TikTok fashionistas, always wearing something calm, never doing too much. And then you have the sleepover attendees, the type that pull up in their pajamas to learn, appear nonchalant, and then go straight home. And I can respect it to a degree. Who doesn't want to look nonchalant? Caring about things is lame. What, do you care about human rights? Square. But the problem with constantly wearing pajamas to school is that you gotta shower. And if you're telling me you wake up every morning and just wear whatever you had on the night before, then at what point did you hop in the shower? You've gone so deep into nonchalanting that you don't even care about taking a shower anymore. My guy, you're not going to a 20v1 or a pop the balloon shoot. It's okay to at least appear like you care about things. If you're walking past plants and they're actively wilting, you're not nonchalant, you're dirty. The next bad thing about back to school is the new wave of teachers you have to experience. It seems like teachers get progressively worse every year all the way until senior year when it seems like nobody cares anymore. But for all the non-seniors, you have to deal with yet another set of bad teachers. You have the super old or boomer teachers who use the most outdated tactics to teach you out of a textbook that has not been updated since the Great Depression. One of my teachers, I kid you not, would go out of his way to use chalk on the smartboard because he didn't like the way technology was going. And those are his words, not mine. Teachers like that will legitimately spend half the class period trying to set up their electronics just to give up and ask a student for help. Then you have the super uptight teachers who make it a point that they're the authority figure in the classroom. Like, bro, we get it, you're 40, we're not. Now, to be fair, a lot of kids in these classrooms are generally terrible people. A lot of kids are just reskins of of this little bastard. Look at him. He's about to kill these fish for no reason. And that's how some of these kids be thinking, which is why I can understand when a teacher has to put their foot down. But most of the time, they're just uptight for the sake of being uptight. I imagine these teachers want to be like prison guards or something because they treat their classrooms like prison cells. You can't go to the bathroom, you can't be on your phone, you can't talk to your friends, and God forbid you have to go to the nurse. It's GG's. They'd rather let you die than miss even 1 minute of the Civil War lecture from last year. Then you have the super chill teachers, and I know what you're thinking. What could possibly be the issue with a super chill teacher? All that means for you is less work, but that's the whole problem. We can't think too backwards. Let's be real, half of y'all don't care what the teacher's saying at any given moment, to be honest. But I'm sure you also don't want to just be dumb. That's why you gotta listen at least sometimes. But if your teacher's never talking about anything serious, what are you supposed to learn? If you're in a class and all the teacher does is make you watch movies, something is definitely wrong. It's like reverse teaching, just brain rot, but at school. Then you have the creepy teachers, the gym teachers or the English teachers who behave like people who shouldn't be allowed near schools, the cupcake eaters, if you will. They always pick like a favorite student to get extra chatty with, except it's not like a spicy movie or a fantasy. It's creepy and a crime. The last thing we have today is the first day of school itself. The endless cycle of icebreakers and syllabi. The entire day just feels like one long contest of who can bore these students the most. It's like the back to school commercial stabbed you in the heart with the longest sword ever, and then your teacher spent the first day of school slowly pushing the sword deeper into your heart right before they whip out the syllabus and tell you about all the filler work you're going to be doing. You'll be all excited to have class with your friends just to be told that there's no talking during class, phones are banned, and if you so much as sneeze during the lecture, you fail the entire class. When I was in high school back in 1942, I took a baking class, but I can't bake, so the only thing I learned from that class was that some people are really bored. My baking teacher, in fact, was so bored that she said that we can't have our phones in class. And again, I know what you're thinking. It's just a phone. You can't use it for like an hour. That's not so bad, right? Wrong. The rule was not that you couldn't use your phone in class. The rule was that you couldn't have your phone at all in class. Meaning, if she saw the outline of your phone in your pocket, untouched, unused, you got a 0 for the day. And if you wanted to be sneaky and put it in your backpack and you got caught, you got a 0 for the week. And if you ignored both those rules and your phone happened to ring during her class, you're cooked, you're baked. One time during her class, a student's mother called them to let them know they would be getting picked up early, and she took the phone and brought it to the security desk. I don't think I ever saw bro in class again. Now, needless to say, she no longer has a job at that school. Psych, I lied. Of course she has a job. She's not a student. In the eyes of the public school system, she can do no wrong. Another silly thing about the first day is icebreakers, the ones where you have to stand up and tell 3 little fun facts about yourself. Fun fact for you, Miss Teacher, I've been going to school with these same niggas since birth. I'm willing to bet they know at least 4 fun facts about me. Just let us know what we have to do to not fail this class and end up homeless jacking in San Diego. I said before the worst thing about going back to school is the alarms, but to be honest, I found something even worse. Not having time to watch my videos, these works of art. But luckily for both of us, YouTube thought ahead. They included a little bell next to the subscribe button for you to press and get notified whenever I upload a video. Now you'll have no excuse. So go ahead, click on it. And I don't know if you guys can hear it, but I do sound a little bit sick in this video, but I want to get something out there and be consistent so that I can grow this channel as much as possible. So my bad if I sound a little bit off, but with that being said, make sure you guys go outside, drink plenty of water, and have a nice day.